fellow Helldivers, Thorn here, out enjoying a nice day of snowboarding once again, getting some grinds in. That being said, we're going to be talking about Warbonds today. Arrowhead said they delayed one of them, and we're going to go over that. And then the Killzone Warbond is finally added back into the files as a new legendary collaboration. We're going to go over all of that, but without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so we recently got the new Python Warbond with the minigun that everyone's been wanting for a really long time, and that's fantastic. And in that update, we found out some interesting stuff. DripQ let us know about something called the Center of Confinement, where it's a planet-wide, ultra-high security facility providing ample space for the secure confinement of terrorist dissidents until they are fully rehabilitated and re-educated. It makes me think we might actually be closer to getting rebels than ever before. In addition to that, he let us know that a new sub-faction was added too. He'll check it out properly tomorrow if it exists. It is on Cyberstan. So it seems like more and more of the enemy evolution is happening. Rebels may be coming in the near future. Thanks to Glitch Unlimited, who looked up something, he said the Helldivers 2 production director recently talked about a new Warbond that was meant to drop this month. They have no plans to increase difficulty level, and Snowball and ship naming feature almost didn't make it. What's interesting about that is that there was supposed to be a Warbond that wasn't Pythons, and I think me and everyone else knows that that's probably going to be the redacted regiment that was found in the files on the leaked subreddit back on October 23rd. This one had everything from like C4, suppressor weapons. It was really cool, and I'm wondering why it got delayed, especially as we have new lava magma biomes. But even more interestingly, Astro found that there is a new thing in the files called the Legendary Warbond with Helldivers 2 and, well, Killzone. Legendary Warbonds, if you didn't know, are, well, from the collaborations. We saw one with ODST, and that was 1500s, and Killzone has been rumored that it will be coming back, according to what the CEO, or former CEO, Johan actually said, where it will be returning. They're just figuring out how to do it monetarily, and it looks like they're pretty close to doing that. So if you've been waiting for the Killzone Warbond, you were on Xbox, it looks like your time is finally coming, and you'll be able to pick this up in the very near future. Along with that, other than what we know in the Redacted Regiment, which I have a video on, you can find it on my channel, it's about 2-3 weeks back. It finally got put back up after copyright strikes. What are some other cool, unique items that are coming into the game in the near future? And we have some Datamined information, and we're going to go over that in depth. I was on the Helldivers leak subreddit, and there was a bunch of lists of leaks of upcoming stratagems, and then I went in the comment section, and a user actually put together a bunch of stuff that was found. For instance, on the Helldivers leak subreddit thread, it actually showed the lumberer right here, the XO51, that mech suit coming in, but it looks like Sony copyright struck it, or something happened to the image, as it says if you were looking for an image, it was probably deleted. That led me to actually find where it was stored and cached and hidden, and it led me to this image right here, which does show us the 3D model for Helldivers 2 of the XO51 lumberer. You can see the flamethrower on the right hand side, the Gatling gun on the left side. On the chassis on the very front there's the Helldiver logos. There was also some other really interesting stuff on there that I was able to find. Now, keep in mind, everything is in Mandarin, so it took me a long time to sort through this, but along with that, I found an image for something called the BX7 Displacer Pack, a portable teleportation device, which activates the moment before the user would take a potentially fatal blow. This actually looks a ton like the Warp Pack. It might have actually evolved into the Warp Pack. The only difference there is it would actually activate if you were about to be killed, rather than being able to activate it as when you want with the Warp Pack. So I don't know if this is still coming in or if it was just something that got evolved into the current Warp Pack. Now, there is a ton of stuff on that thread outside of just the stuff that's in Mandarin from the leakers that we got. For instance, there seems to be a remote explosive stratagem coming in with a cooldown of 30 seconds, unlimited uses, calls down an explosive tank, and then a pinata full of surprises, cooldown 10 seconds, limited one use, summons a tank, the player breaks it and randomly gives the player a weapon or could be empty. Those are both incredibly interesting. We haven't heard anything about that so far, so I'm pretty interested in it. Along with that, there was a list of new player effects, which I think is going to be pretty interesting. There's the blind one, the hallucination, mild radiation, heavy radiation, so we're going full Fallout with it, light energy, stun, reverse aiming, that's definitely an illuminate control, and backpack chemicals, which I just have no idea what that could be. Those were the player effects found, but along with that, there were planet effects. Some of these are already in the game that we've seen. There's the extreme cold, where weapons dissipate heat twice as fast. I haven't actually seen that modifier, but I know cold is there. Blizzard swamps obviously in the game. Enemy orbital bombardment, which is absolutely terrifying. So the enemies might get their own 380/DSS thing. I think that actually might line up with what the automatons were trying to do with creating their own version. And at the very bottom, there's volcanoes. There was also, and we've talked about ship customization, a bigger list of what that actually includes, which I'm now very excited for. There's customization for color types such as primary, secondary, of the interior and the exterior. There's material type, target component, texture type, banners, all that different stuff listed there. So it looks like we're going to get ship customization to a whole new degree. And in terms of armor, there was also more files found for that. You can see everything with passive bonus for helmets for combat engineer, battle hardened, ammo support, so it does look like helmets are still on the list to actually get some changes, or it's just leftover files from a very bygone era when the game was still in development. But it does also show customization slots for left arm, left leg, shoulder, right arm, torso. Overall, just a whole list of different things they are thinking about doing with that. There were also new types of cooldowns. Now the bug breaker drill is already in the game. It's the hive breaker basically, but there's also something listed here as insect tower sterilizer with a 30-second cooldown showing the stratagem input, along with a pile hammer for a 30-second cooldown, and a scrambler, which again, I assume does some kind of radio or map scrambling. Don't have much more information than that, but it's just something that's in the game file. Continuing on, we have Eagle air-to-air missiles. Uses 3 homing air-to-air missiles that can destroy most nearby flying targets. 30-yard range, which is pretty short, but at least it's something to go ahead and take out those stingrays that the Illuminate have. Not to mention, there were 3 items listed here is the G121 fire grenade launcher, 6 rounds, 5 mags, 36 total rounds slower than the regular. Along with the AD-289 Angel healing 20-second upgrade, increases healing energy reserves plus mobile healing, also heals NPCs, mechs, vehicles, and turrets. Mission entities will not be healed. Entering mechs, vehicles will return to user mount on top of mech like other drones, will not heal well inside. So basically a healing guard dog. Along with that, there's the BX7 Displacer Pack, but we already showed the image of that and kind of briefly went over what it does. There's also a Super Earth Troop Support, cooldown 60 seconds, 2 uses, no duration, summon a transport plane to airdrop 6 soldiers to the player. During the landing of the transport plane, it will randomly fire 3 to 12 cannons at nearby enemies within 80 meters to break heavy armor, airdrop 5 soldiers equipped with Liberator assault rifles, and 1 soldier equipped with MG43 machine gun. For the total of 6, weapons will drop after the infantry dies. We'll actually show gameplay of that because we have that as well. Most of us have known that the Seaford are going to be some kind of stratagem that we can call in. There's also, as we've talked about before, the Carpet Bomb. It has 3 uses with 450-second cooldown, 60-meter range from left to right. And of course, I do want to give full credit. This entire thread comes to us from Mouse TTV, where he gave us the Mega Stratagem info leak plus big surprise at end of post. He shows us the nuclear bomb limited to 1 use, 2 with upgrades. We'll show gameplay of that as well. And then there was, like I said, a separate thread in the comment section where they were actually able to hide the images from whoever was copywriting or deleting them. So that's why I was able to show you guys some of the stuff we found. But we'll go ahead and play some of the stratagems in case you haven't seen them of the ones that we just talked about.
红布里边没干扰。
快让我看看，哪儿呢哪儿呢？
有个伞兵是吧？
还真他妈给呀！我操了，这是什么啊？还真是啊！前面有，前面有。
你妈这月球漫步呢，这一杆儿搁在这儿，哎呦还有拿机枪的，哎呦拿步枪的。
我就好奇这东西能打死队友吗？能打死自己人吗？
但是他为啥悬浮着走？
可以呢，可以呢，我觉得还可以，打铜还可以。哎，两口就死了，太棒了！哎，打铜还可以啊，枪法挺好。别走，我来了。
哎，坦克，快跑，快跑！先走！哎呀，
没进去，操！
傻逼吧，那么大一个你看不见，你不是傻逼谁傻逼？我操！
快动！
机枪换弹！
哎，你的美国让你死了好像啊，没有，还在奋斗，然后坦克冲过去撞死2个，还剩1个吧？活了一个。 那一个在被群殴，哎，真的有时候。
Let me know down below, fellow Helldivers, what are your thoughts on future Warbonds and what would you like to see added in? Also, don't forget to check out the video in the top right corner, which is my outdoor channel where we did some night skiing / snowboarding at Keystone. And until next time, everyone, keep spreading managed democracy, and I'll see you out there.